Hey guys, we're back here and these guys are building their tiny house. They're building their window on the back side of their tiny house. And this is a common situation you run into where you need to cut the sheathing out around the window. So how we normally handle that, there's a couple ways to handle it. If you're doing it professionally on a job site, you may use a router with a ball bearing, and we would just use a plunge router and plunge and router out the stuff. But that's more advanced, probably a more professional technique that we're not getting into quite yet. So I'm going to show you how to do it with a portable circular saw and how to mark it. So what's important is you don't cover, this is your window opening here. If you look, this is our header, this is our rough opening. It's 24 inches wide by 32 inches high. We're covering with half-inch OSB or 7/16 oriented strand board as our exterior sheathing. We cut this piece out, and how we did that is we laid the full sheet down, and then I measured to the framing and marked it off and cut it. And I'm going to show you that with the next piece, how we go about doing that. We're going to use our drywall square here to do it, and our normal hand tools that we use. So we're going to take our piece of OSB, we're going to sit it here where it needs to go, flush here. Where's the drill, guys? We're going to use our drill with our T20 Torx bit. We're going to use 1 5/8 inch screws to fasten our sheathing to our frame. And to get started here, I'm going to let these guys do it, but I'm just going to tack it on here for now in all 4 corners. All right, I put a screw there, right here. Now I made sure that my wall was square before I put the other piece of sheathing on. I'm going to put a screw here. And one here to hold it. And then we're going to cut the opening out. So we tack it in all 4 corners. We're going to cut the opening out now and mark the opening and then cut it out. And then we'll go back and fasten all the sheathing back on. So how I do that, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to take my tape measure. I'm going to measure back in until it hits the jack stud. And I look at my tape measure and it says 12 inches. So I measure back here, 12 inches, and I put a mark. Okay? I'm going to do the same thing over here. I measure, it's 11 3/4. I want to cut it back a little short, so I'm going to make it almost 12 again. Then I just play connect the dots. So I'm going to take my square and mark this opening out. Now I can clearly see where my windowsill is, so I can line my square up with the bottom of my windowsill. Mark that right here, and I can clearly see where my header is. I'm going to come over here and mark that out as well. And then I'm going to cut this out with my portable circular saw as a plan. So Seth's going to get me the portable circular saw. A few things when I'm using the portable circular saw for this operation, I want to make sure that I have the depth of my blade set, okay? I don't have it way down below like so, okay? I want to make sure that I have it just at the same thickness and a little bit deeper than my 7/16 sheathing. And now it's just a matter of cutting it out. I can overcut this a little bit here. So I'm making a plunge cut here, guys, so I need to lift my retractable guard to get the saw started, just so you notice that. So I lift the retractable guard, all right, when I'm making a plunge cut. I make sure I set my depth, 7/16 thick, and then I'm at her just cutting it out. And there it is. It's perfectly flush around our window opening. Now I can see where to install my fasteners around the perimeter of my window or door or whatever opening I'm doing. So now I'll go ahead and fasten around the perimeter, snap my lines for all my studs, make sure I nail it into the top plate, make sure I nail it into, screw it in this case, into the bottom plate. In the real world, we would shoot this on with a nail gun, likely with a 6 or 8 penny ring shank nail. In this class, we're using a 1 5/8 T20 Torx screw to put them on. All right, thanks guys.